Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Elias here with Weekly Wrestling Heat. We are back with another episode. You like how I did
Yes,
that?
yes, we had a week off. Um, I decided to show off a little skin because Texas is hot as hell right now.
It is.
Um,
I can't see that. Anyways, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Man, this week and last week has been really good for wrestling. Right?
I thought last week was good. I thought this week everything's been pretty lackluster.
I don't know. I liked. Okay, Impact has become one of my third favorite show. It's usually NXT, AEW, and now it's Impact.
So
Um,
I've changed my
I
rankings around too. For me right now, it's going SmackDown, AW, Impact, NXT. Just because I think NXT didn't like this weird lull to me.
I agree. It's been pretty interesting though. From Samoa Joe coming back to as an active wrestler, which we all wanted to see. To freaking the Malachi Black demolishing Cody Rhodes in 5 minutes. Which kudos to you because you actually kind of called that one.
I
Kudos.
did, I did, and I don't. I okay. I think, and I've seen a lot of like TikTok videos and a lot of podcasts talking about this too. People need to get off the Cody doesn't put people over train because they did this with Triple H too, and people forget Triple H lost to John Cena clean when John Cena was coming up, lost to Randy Orton, lost to Sheamus. Like those are pretty big losses. He had 4 WrestleManias in a row where he lost every match. And even with Cody, like this show in Chicago is going to be their biggest show, and I wouldn't be surprised if Cody's not even on the card. Cody took himself out of the world title picture. He put MJF over. He put Brody over. He put Malachi Black over. So like, and the thing is, people are like, oh, but he didn't put over Anthony Ogogo. Well, Anthony Ogogo's also got the same travel dates that Pac has. It seems like where him and Pac both are there for a couple of weeks and then gone for a couple of weeks. So, as much as I would like to see Anthony go over, I don't think that he's hurt by not going over. And you still got to, if you're one of the main faces of the company, you still got to get a couple of wins.
Well, you also got to think about it. So the whole thing with him going over, it's kind of a stigma, and it always happens with people like Triple H, Cody now in this instance. But now it's like triggering to the elite, to all these guys, where they're kind of not putting themselves, they're putting themselves over, and they were expecting that Cody was going to put himself over somebody that just came from WWE, which, in my opinion, I think they did a good they done a good job at they've done a good job at actually building Malachi Black to something cool, and they actually managed to tell a really good story, in my opinion, from what's going on.
And
So,
people need to understand you could have a really good match, and you just because you don't win doesn't mean you're not going over. Like Darby, when Sammy's first match on AEW, the very first match against Cody, he lost, but he had that low blow spot afterwards, which made Sammy at that time one of the more popular figures.
yeah. So,
Um, One thing I do want to talk about, this is the only wrestling news I really want to touch on, though. The Darby Allen allegations are coming up again. I don't know if you've read about this. A lot of people, the girl that called Darby Allen out, a lot of people, it was exactly a year ago, and she posted today or yesterday, that everyone's been calling her a liar, and she reinstated that Darby abused her. And AEW has a great fan base, but it's irritating to me when these are the same people that are like, oh, Velveteen needs to be gone. Riddle doesn't need to be on TV. But, you know, what Sammy made those
It's
comments was gone for a couple of weeks and got a really big pop when he came back. Darby, everyone loves it seems, but it seems like a double-edged sword, kind of.
It is. And unfortunately, when it comes down to those allegations, they need to be proven true. I won't go further on it because it's one of those subjects that it's very sensitive to touch. But yeah, no. If if they need to, if what needs to be done, and if these things are true, they need to act accordingly. But I will say that in the just to touch one or two more pieces of news, Ric Flair was let go from his contract from WWE this week,
And
which
Adam Cole's meeting with Vince McMahon right now, apparently, to
right now
renegotiate his.
today this evening. But also there is also rumors that which these are rumors, but that him and Pete
He's
Dunne's
done.
contract are have expired or will expire at NXT Takeover 36.
I don't
Um,
think Dunn will leave Regal and Shawn Michaels and Triple H because of how much they've done for him. I don't think Pete Dunne will be leaving. I think he'll resign.
I think both of them will, um, but I think Adam Cole might actually go straight to the main roster and get the AJ Styles treatment if he goes out there.
Who
That's
would
just
you,
me.
who would you let's fantasy book? Who would you put him as his first feud?
Adam Cole,
Yeah.
easy, easy. Roman Reigns.
But then Roman goes over.
Not necessarily. If you want somebody to take the title off him,
But you're building a
Adam
Roman
Cole.
and Rock.
All right. U.S. Championship or IC title.
Dude, him and Priest didn't really go at it in NXT. That could be fun if Priest takes the title off of Sheamus.
Hmm.
I think Adam Cole would be like a nice boost to Raw. Like I think Raw could use it. Um, Another one that I thought is if they have AJ and Omos lose the titles to Randy and Riddle, what if what if Adam just jumps in there with AJ?
Bullet Club reunion. We're doing it now. We're doing it everywhere. Impact has Bullet Club. Chris Bay is officially Bullet Club. um, yeah, I mean, it would be good to
First
see.
black member too.
Yeah, big history, man. Good, big props to Impact. Big props to New Japan for making that happen. It's history in the making. Um, man, I want to talk about NWA before we go into anything else, and ROH. I know you don't really talk about ROH, but the women's tournament that's going on right now, our Texas girls are representing. Miranda, um,
Alex.
Roxy, Alex Gracia, all the girls are killing it. So shout out to the Texas girls. Um, shout out to Miranda. Shout out to Alex Gracia.
Who went over in the
Shout out
first
to
round? Alex
Roxy.
or Miranda?
Miranda
Miranda went over. Okay.
and Roxy went. Roxy is going to be a headlining pretty soon.
They had to
19
beat a
years
pretty
old.
big name, right? She beat Nicole Savoy, which
Yeah,
is a pretty big indie name.
yeah. So I'm interested in that. Also, I'm interested to see the main one of the matches in NWA's Empower, the all women special, which would be Melina versus Diana Perrazzo. That's a good match, a first time match.
I was really excited for the Bunny and Camille, but they gave the win to Layla.
I don't know how to feel, but I goes back to what I keep saying. Poor Bunny. I'm sorry. Allie is too freaking talented
She was so good in Impact, and it might have been circumstance of booking because like they kind of had her take over for the Taylor Wilde role, right? Like,
yeah.
Taylor was gone, and she kind of fit in perfect. And with Ali, it's just I like I'm not crapping on the fact that Layla won because I think AEW needs to establish more women, and it seems like they're going to do that with Red Velvet again. which I thought Red Velvet promo was very good. I know Matt isn't a big fan of hers, but I thought she did a very above average promo on Britt, and then I like how it ended, showing that Britt is still the heel because Britt's going to get a loud pop next week in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Or Brittsburg,
So
as they call it.
I think next week also the debut of Rampage.
Yes, that's where they're doing the women's title match.
Okay, on Rampage, right? And
Yeah,
then they're doing the week after is Chicago, right?
yeah.
We'll see what happens. um, no,
I will
but
say
let's get
AEW is
it.
the most exciting company right now.
I agree. With the exception of Raw, SmackDown is the A show right now for WWE. I'm excited for a lot of what SmackDown is doing, and I'm really excited to see what NXT brings up after Takeover.
And
I
we
am
don't touch
excited
on Raw
for.
and SmackDown that much, but I want to give some flowers to someone. Reginald has been getting crowd pops and been Reginald's been impressive. Like he's only having like these 1 or 2 minute title defenses, but he's looking very good. Like that match with Gable, anyone's gonna look good in the ring with Gable. Gable's a great athlete, but
Great worker.
even
Yeah.
yeah, so is Akira and Reginald. I think they're putting him with these perfect wrestlers that are kind of on the lower card, but get some sort of reaction, whether it's comedy
But they're
or as
making
an
them.
up and coming heel.
It's,
Yeah.
yeah, they're making them look good, and they're giving people TV time. So that's really important. One thing I do want to touch on the main event match between Charlotte and Nikki Ash.
They can't decide if
I
that's her name or if it's Nikki Ass.
it's either or I call her Nikki.
Yeah.
Between her and Nikki Cross. Um, I enjoyed it. I watched it again because I was like in and out on Monday because I just got back from Orlando, so I was kind of in and out of it. But I watched it again on Tuesday, and I was like, the match was started off slow. It showed, of course, you're gonna have Charlotte be a dominant champion, a dominant challenger, dominant her. But Nikki really showed out, and she really won over the crowd at the end of the match.
Yeah, I thought it was very good too, and I'm getting very annoyed with these WWE fans. Like, give the match 5 to 7 minutes to simmer, because Charlotte works at a slower pace. Roman works at a slower pace. Edge works at a slower pace. Um, Even Dominic Mysterio, like he does a lot of high flying stuff, but him and the Usos and the Mysterios work at a slower rate now too. So you gotta like let the match simmer for 5 to 7 minutes because the fans look really stupid when they're chanting "This is boring" or CM Punk or "We want Becky," and then 5 to 7 minutes later they're like, "This is awesome." They look really stupid. The
Yeah, I
fans,
mean,
not the
I think
company.
it. No, no, and I agree. I think it's one of those things that I think it's one of those things where like it's gotten to the point where AEW. I guess they're kind of comparing the flow of AEW to WWE. So AEW doesn't really have that slow tempo a lot of times. They have some matches that are a little bit tempoed out, or they start out slow, but majority of their matches are straight high pace, high caliber action. So people are able to stay interested. Whether as compared to WWE, where WWE is trying to build the match, trying to go to
Their
hit that
storytelling.
top. Yeah, storytelling. So they're trying to hit that peak of the match where the people really get invested into it, which is what they really do. Because when you look at the Nikki versus Charlotte, it started off slow, then it just started. There's points where Nikki started getting an offense, and then Charlotte will demolish that, and then it'll just continue like that till it got to that peak point. And I think it's one of those things that WWE is always gonna take its time to tell the story in the match, regardless of who
Oh,
it is.
yeah, no,
They're
no,
always
for
going to
sure.
do that.
And also, 2 weeks ago, I told you I was really big on the teaming of Mustafa and Mansoor as long as they don't go with the stereotype gimmickry. And they got the win 2 weeks ago. Then
Then they got
Ali
the
gets
loss.
probably the second or third biggest pop of the night on Raw, and they fucking lose.
But that's always happens with the hometown people. Like you've never seen nobody in WWE win in their hometown.
I agree, but
Sadly,
I think it's stupid. Um,
I think there was points in that match to build that is showing that Ali actually likes, like, it's actually
I'm
starting to
sure.
care for Mansoor. Like even after the match, how he threw him out and got demolished by T Bar and what's his name, Reckoning or
Mace,
Mace,
Mace.
Mace and T Bar. But even that little throwback to Retribution was kind of like holy shit. Like even he sold it the way he. I like Ali because the way he sells stuff, the way he does stuff, really shows that he's really dedicated to the product and really
And
dedicated to
even
the
as a
story.
heel, his moveset is so like flashy, but it's like flashy in a heel way. So you're like, okay, I'm supposed to dislike this guy, but he's got such a good backstory, and he's one of those wrestlers like when you we're not going to talk about his backstory. He says he's talked about it many times. It's on every other podcast. He's a cop. He's got a very good backstory, and yeah, I just think that him and Mansoor could be really big, especially if they're gonna break up Randy and I don't know what they're doing with Randy Orton right now. But I think him and Mansoor could be a good team to look out for.
They could finally give him the good storyline that he deserves with Mansoor. I believe that. What do we want to say? Want to just jump into AEW first since it's 2 weeks of AEW.
Yeah,
I know we
let's
didn't
do
talk
that.
about the four phases of trials for Jericho. Um, Last week he faced Nick Cage, and this week he faced Juventud Guerrero. What are your thoughts on the matches?
I enjoyed both of them, and I'm not a big Nick Gage fan, as you know. Like, I'm not a big death match guy, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was TV appropriate enough. Um, I don't care about the Dominoes thing because they lost Dominoes, but they got PBR out of it. You know, if they lost Dominoes, we don't even know if they did. Um, I thought Jericho's looking good. Even the Hoovy match, I thought Hoovy looked great. It was a slower paced match because both men are 45 to 50 years old. Um, but I thought that Judas Effect from the top rope looked great.
Was clean. That was clean. I will say this though, and this is just not a detractor, but age is starting to catch up with Jericho a little bit.
It is.
But that's just normal. That's what any wrestler over 45. Ruben Dude looked really good for his age. But I enjoyed both matches. I thought the I'm still getting used to Nick Gage, so it's like kind of like growing on me. But I caught the match between him and Matt Cardona, which was pretty good. Um, Nick Gage is that deathmatch wrestling is something that has been kind of underground, but on the mainstream. But now it's starting to become mainstream. So I expect to see a little bit more of GCW. Um,
Dude, and we'll jump around. I am bare. I did not think. I'm excited for Matt Cardona and the Rohit Raju match that they're teasing too. Just because Rohit, I think, is very underrated. I think ever since they broke up the Desi Hit Squad, his partner went to NXT UK. But I think Rohit is doing very good work, even though he's not getting the wins. I think he's such a like it's one of those like, oh, you're a heel. We're supposed to hate you because you're so cocky and you're not winning matches, but you're so good in the ring.
yeah. You want to know something funny? There is a wrestling promotion here in Houston, apart from the one that Bam Bam Malone's on. It's called New Texas Pro Wrestling.
Okay.
Big shout out to them because they've had low key. they've had some of the best matches out there. But this week was this past weekend. I think it was Brian Keith versus the other part of the Wolves.
Oh, not the Davey Richards.
Davey Richards. Yeah. It, I saw some highlights from it. Man, they tore the house down.
Dude, and can we agree that like Impact right now has some of the most underrated? Like, I just use Matt as an example. I know there's many fans that want to crap on the Impact product, right? But like
yeah,
Josh Alexander, Rohit Raju, Chris Bay, freaking, I think Steve Macklin looks great in Impact right now. I think Impact got so much talent, and it's so irritating that they're on a TV channel that no one gets.
well
I'm
now
lucky.
they're
I'm lucky I have
now now
AT&T. Yeah,
but now they're on we forgot this to mention that a Impact actually left Twitch and they have their own pro service on YouTube now. So for 99 cents a month, you get to watch Impact on YouTube.
oh, that's cool. I didn't know about that. And then Impact Plus, I believe, is only 99 cents a month as
$10 a
well,
month.
and you get all their mini pay-per-views.
Hmm.
Dude, yeah, they
So
got a lot of talent, and they've got some big men like Will Morrissey, formerly known as Big Cass. Him and Eddie Edwards. I don't know if you got to see that match, that No Holds Barred match. Those two tore it down, dude.
yeah, they killed it. No, but I was talking about going back to what we were talking about, New Texas Pro Wrestling. Um, man, even that's where Roxy's part of. They've had some pretty good talents. There was a point where even Mike Bennett was went against um both went against Mysterious Q and also went against the champion, the new Texas Pro champion Brian Keith. Also, Brian Keith is actually one of the few wrestlers that's signed to Screwed Up SEC. He
Oh,
is part of the yeah. So it's pretty legit. Texas, I'm not gonna lie, Booker T's promotion, Reality Wrestling, has produced a lot of great wrestlers now in the past 10 years. If you look at it like Ember Moon, the Usos, now Mysterious Q, Brian Keefe, I could go on, but these guys are pretty awesome.
speaking of indie wrestling, Elias, you were kind of intrigued with that Savo Guerrero and Jacob Fatu.
Uh, what'd you say? Sorry, you broke off for a little bit.
The Savo Guerrero and Jacob Fatu match at SWE in 2 weeks. I know that
Yeah,
kind of caught your attention. I've never seen Jacob Fatu live. This will be my first time, so I'm looking forward to seeing him. I heard he's a showman. I heard he's a monster. So
I saw some. I've kept up with him through his matches through MLW. Man, once whoever he signs him, like if AW Impact or if MLW gets bigger or WWE, even if they sign him, God, he's gonna be. He reminds me of Umaga. He has the athleticism. He has of course, their family, but he has the same athleticism, the same build as Umaga. So
I was gonna say he reminds me of I forgot the name of the guy. He was a bigger guy, and Jimmy Jacobs was managing him in Impact. He had a feud with Abyss. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I know who you're talking about.
Congo Kong.
Yeah,
Congo
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Kong, yeah. Yeah, dude, like but Congo was also up there in age. But yeah, Fatu, I've heard nothing but good things about. I'm definitely looking forward to that match. I want to touch on, since we're talking about Texas wrestlers, I'll go back to AEW. Your boy Fuego got some TV time, Elias. He got
Yeah,
the kit. He got the kiss. He got the kiss
he got the,
Andrade's boot.
and he also got Black Mass by Malachi Black.
Hey, remember, Gargano was an elf in his debut against MVP.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like all these wrestlers have paid their dues. Fuego, I will say this: Fuego del Sol is grown on me even by watching Sammy's blogs. I think that he's gonna do really good things. Once they finally, I think he's already signed. They're just playing it like he's not signed.
Yeah,
But I think he's gonna be that one that's going to, um, like I guess come to this. Either he turns heel on the Nightmare Family, or he comes and becomes the saving grace of the Nightmare Family, in some sort of sense. Um,
Do you still think?
but I think
Do you still think Penta and Phoenix are turning?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell now because the way the storyline's going, it's going to be a nice first feud for Andrade with all three of them. He just has to get a team. Um, but
Dude, what if he gets
who,
Fuego and Saba?
that would be good too. I mean, Fuego's over right now. Every AEW show that I've seen, you always hear Fuego's name if he pops up somewhere.
And you could easily do the whole thing where Fuego's like, "Look, Cody's gone. I need a mentor. I'm gonna pay my dues with Andrade."
Yeah. So I think it's one of those ones that I'm enjoying. You know, I'm as much as sometimes I crap on AEW, I really enjoy the product. Um, it's it's good. It's not it's there's some things that I don't like, which is basically growing pains for the company, which the production value and sometimes how they do their stars. I will say this: I am not excited to see Christian Cage on the main event scene over Heyman Page.
It's gonna be one of those easy wins that builds to Hangman. That's what I think it's gonna
Hopefully,
be.
I would hope so. I would hope so because I feel like they're doing my man Heyman wrong. Um, like he is so over right now would be the perfect opportunity to put the belt on him. But I mean, if they're continuing to build off of this, I will be patient and see exactly what's going on. Um,
Do you wanna let me jump on the next thing on AEW that caught my eye. I'm loving the storytelling between Santana Ortiz and FTR.
yeah,
Um, I wouldn't, we're not going to crap on the first match because yes, it was a rushed finish, but they obviously had to do it.
yeah,
The freaking what Dawson was out there. I don't know which member is which, but one of the guys was out there bleeding, and they said he lost so much blood that it was actually really dangerous. So they had
yeah.
to end the match quick. I think Conan and Tully are, and I love how Cash Wheeler this week was like, "You almost killed my partner. This is nowhere near over," because it makes it get that like blood feud type of feel behind it.
Yeah, I I think that there is a great story being told here, which is um which is one of those ones where it's building perfectly. I think this could possibly be along the levels of the Revival versus the Gargano and Champa, those matches, those type of matches, or FTR and or the
American
when or
Alpha.
them in the American Alpha kind of thing, where
I could see
eventually,
both teams turning face too. Like at the end of this, shaking hands. One of them going for the tag titles in AW, and then I could see the Good Brothers feuding with LAX or FTR after too for the Impact
yeah, I
titles.
mean, I really, I really, the match qualities, if they go continue doing those matches get better and better. Like you said, the first match was, kind of rushed ending because of the fact that that Dax got injured.
And you know, all
But
four of those guys, all six of those guys, counting Tully and Conan, hated that because they're great storytellers.
yeah, and that's one thing that I enjoy. Even with like with when they were when LA when the Pride and Powerful were in Impact, that whole story between LAX and the OGs was a great story being told from the get go. Eddie Kingston killed that role as being the anti person, the heel in that whole feud. So I'm excited to see what's next with them four. And if they involve Tully and if they involve Conan, I think it'll add that little cherry on top of that specific match. Um, so I really want to see what's next with them. Um, one the funny match that I want to talk about is the 6-man match with Eddie Kingston, John Moxley, Darby Allin versus Daniel Garcia 2.0. I thought that
Dude,
was funny, but I thought that them three, them Eddie and Moxley with Darby it is a good trio.
yeah, definitely. And then let's talk about the backstage Easter eggs, as people are saying. The Elite were backstage. Gallows was wearing a Ric Flair robe. Um, Carl Anderson was wearing the Bollywood Boys shirt. What else was going on? The Cookie Monster shirt by Omega and the Hawaiian shirt by the Young Bucks. Do you think all of these guys are actually headed to AEW?
I don't know. I really don't know. I could see Flair doing a appearance for doing an appearance for it. But continue to talk about it. I gotta answer this call right quick.
Yeah, I think that I think with the Bollywood Boys, I think Impact should be the move. I don't think they need AEW. I think if they go to Impact, I think they just work better with the tag teams in Impact. Impact has tag teams like Willie Mack and Rich Swan, which I think they could have a good fun couple of matches with. They've got oh, look who it is. It's the third Bollywood boy.
The Bollywood boy?
That's what we were talking about. All the backstage Easter eggs on the Elite promo, where Carl Anderson was wearing the Bollywood Boys shirt and the Ric Flair robe and the CM Punk shirt. So,
CM Punk shirt, yeah.
do you think all these talents are going to AEW, or do you think they're just teasing us?
It's got to be a tease, right?
I think the Bollywood Boys would fit really well there as a comedic tag team, but I think they'd be good in Impact too.
Yeah, so just sign them to Impact if you're Tony Khan. Tell them they're in Impact.
I want to see the Acclaim do a rap against the Bollywood Boys. I think it could be money.
Yo, what is going on? Hold on. It's weird. I can barely hear you. It's coming out of only the top headphone, like if I'm talking on the phone. So I can barely hear you.
I was saying I would love to see the Acclaim do some raps against the Bollywood Boys. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Oh, for sure. Wait, where'd Elias just go?
I don't know. I guess it's just a 2-man show now. There he is.
He kicked himself out. That would be pretty interesting to see the Acclaimed say something to them. I like Platinum. Yeah. I like Platinum Max. I don't care.
I like Platinum Max too. I don't care either. I think he's being a heel.
Hey,
were you watching during the Ruthless Aggression era where Cena came up?
It dropped out again. Say again.
Were you watching during the Ruthless Aggression era where Cena first came up?
I might have to just join later. Say it again.
Were you watching in the Ruthless Aggression era when Cena first came up?
Yes.
He said stuff much worse than what Max said.
A lot of what was said during that time was way worse. That doesn't mean that it was right. I will say that. I don't know if y'all have touched on this subject yet or not, but
We haven't. I don't know if Elias wanted to, so I was kind of holding off on it. But it kind of was a natural segue.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, it's one of those controversial subjects that's always going to have its people that liked it, people that didn't like it. In my opinion, I thought that the rape joke, that rape reference was kind of over the top, in my opinion. But I'm a big advocate for mental health too, so it's like, you know, it kind of was like a little bit over the top, but I mean, like I said, in the Attitude Era, we were used to seeing stuff like that. But like I said, nowadays the way that the TV crowd is and the way that the fans are, sometimes they're wishy washy. It goes both ways. It's a double edged sword. Whether you're screwed, whether it is, if you don't do the good promo, if you don't deliver the good lines, you get talked about. And if you deliver a good line that's a little bit like too much, edgier, you still get crapped on. So, you know, it's in wrestling today, you're screwed whether you deliver or don't deliver.
yeah, I mean, I get what he was going for, especially in North Carolina. Like, it's it is what it is. You're gonna mention Duke University regardless there, but the guys were acquitted. It turned out to be false accusations, which is what I've seen a lot of people say is the big deal about it. But we get what he was alluding to, and I do think personally it was too far. But at the same time, I know it's not genuinely something he thinks.
Yeah.
So it's like, man.
He's made homophobe references, and his partner is openly gay.
He's made worse comments. It's just because this got picked up, and they're doing so much better now that I think it's generated more press, if you will.
I mean, we can't act like freaking the Usos didn't call out freaking Xavier Woods' sex tape.
I mean,
like, come on, just keep it rated PG. Don't go rated R like your boy Xavier Woods.
Yeah, exactly. So there's been worse.
Come on, it's a double-edged sword in wrestling. Regardless, you're always gonna have those people that are gonna get offended over a comment. Like I said, was it over the top? Yes, a little bit. What did he go a little bit overboard talking about the cheerleader girls' vagina? Yeah, a little bit. But come on, the freaking John Cena used to say he used to do the same puns that he's doing and just made it funny. So it's like
The Rock too.
The Rock too. Do you like Tang?
Poontang.
Pootie Tang.
Is what he was saying.
Bill Cosby before everything happened.
Okay,
we're going a little bit off subject here.
We're gonna move away from that one.
Yeah.
He was acquitted for the wrong reasons.
But yeah, no. But that it's a double-edged sword. Being honest with you.
So anyway, what was the original topic we were talking about? Max versus Bollywood Boys. So the references, I loved all of them. I thought they were.
I thought it was great stuff. I thought it was great stuff.
I did. At first, when I was watching it and I saw the Hawaiian shirts, I didn't think Bollywood Boys. I was thinking Bray.
No. Bollywood Boys is Carl Anderson wearing the Butter Chicken for Life shirt.
I'm talking about the Hawaiian shirts.
No. Yeah, that was for Bray Wyatt, but Carl Anderson was wearing a Bollywood Boys t-shirt.
No, I'm saying like I didn't pick up on that because I was just so focused on the Bray thing.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, well, that's cool because Cookie Monster is an obvious one. Ric Flair, I mean, come on, the guy's wearing literally his outfit, but the Hawaiian shirts I thought was an interesting one to do, especially like it had only been 2 days.
It's a great tease. It's a great way
to get.
It's a great way to get publicity, and I think that's really important in wrestling nowadays. I think AEW is doing a great job at actually keeping themselves, testing the limit. They always like to test the limit. They always like to test like test the waters on everything to try to get the attention, and they're being successful at it.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to AEW in Houston?
When is it?
I'm third row.
When is
I
it?
don't know. I think it's
2
in
weeks.
2 weeks.
Oh, I'll probably go too. I think I might actually get a ticket and go.
You should. It's at
It's on Wednesday, right?
it's
For
at
Tita
U of
Center.
H. Yeah, for Tita Center.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
Oh.
You know what I was doing lately? So I don't know. Elias, you didn't buy tickets yet. So I bought them before pandemic. That's how old my tickets are, right? And they delayed it, and they sent me a thing that said, "Hey, here's your new tickets." And that was when they had initially delayed it for like a month. Yeah, about a month. And then they delayed it until February of this year at one point. That's the last tickets I have. So I haven't even gotten updated tickets for the show.
Oh wow.
So I wonder what's going to happen, to be honest with you, with some of these people. Because it says my tickets were going to be good for the updated show in February, but I haven't gotten one for the new show in 2 weeks.
I would definitely reach out to someone just in case, you know.
There's no contact. I can call the Fertitta Center, but I mean, that's going to be.
Well, they're the ones that's selling it, so
yeah.
So I will say this.
Let me see if my dad knows Tony Khan. A lot of Pakistanis know each other, so I'll ask my dad and I'll get back to you.
Well, so I got his. I have his info. I'll just call him.
All right.
So,
what are you enjoying, Angel? About is there anything in the last 2 weeks of AEW you want to touch on?
I mean, I'm assuming y'all have touched on Hangman.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's by far and away the coolest storyline, the past 2 weeks at least. Y'all touched on Christian's kind of ascension, if you will, into the title picture.
I think
we kind of touched on it.
So the interesting part of him moving up to me is all of his matches have been aired on Dynamite, so they haven't needed to use him on Dark to put his numbers up, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think that shows some cleverness in how the rankings are working, at least in Tony's head, where he's able to say, this guy's 8-0, but the quality of wins have all been on Dynamite. It's not on
Or Elevation.
Dark and Elevation. And then even if you look at everyone else's records, they have I think Jungle Boy is 17-6 this year. He was ranked first before Christian won tonight or Wednesday. And yeah, everyone else, I don't feel like there is any other challengers except for that Hangman. And he put himself out there in a bad position. He didn't need to do that. He could have just said, yeah, but look at my ranking. I deserve the shot. He didn't need to say we're all going to get a shot if that's what's going to happen. He didn't have to agree to Kenny's terms. So I thought that was kind of interesting that he did that. And it's a cool way to delay it.
It is, but I still feel like he's getting the short end of the stick in a sense. Wait. In a sense.
In storyline or in real life?
In real life. Storyline wise, I understand the story. I understand what they're trying to do. But
real life, he's got a baby coming. That's why I think you don't want to build up to his title match. I think Tony realized I can't have him build to the title match and lose. I think he's got that already in his head where I'm not having him lose this title fight. So I need to prevent the title. And if I send him to the title, he's going to be leaving because he's got his baby. And this is Hangman's first child, I think. So he wants to be there for a little bit longer. And you don't want him off of TV for that long. So I think that's why it's happening. But for real life. But I get you're probably concerned because it's CM Punk and
well, not even that.
Bryan.
I don't care about Wyatt or CM Punk or Bryan Danielson coming in. It's more of that. I think he's hot right now. I think they should have capitalized on it. But at the same time, I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to build that moment to when he gets the title, it'll be a big pop.
Yeah.
But it also kind of make in the back of your mind, it goes like, is he really? Or do they feel like he's ready for that type of thing, or are they still kind of concerned about him? Not,
There's no way with the reactions he's gotten that there's any reason to be concerned. And I think all of his segments, along with Kenny's, they've been some of the higher segments or something like that. If I read that, so
no, I agree. I think it's one of those ones where, like I said, it sucks because you know that he's hot right now. He's really going like it. He has that Kofi Kingston kind of backing that he did when he went against Daniel Bryan when he got Kofi Mania when we got Kofi Mania. So I think if they continue to build properly on it, and once this is over and he has his child and he's back normal, I think that this would be a great thing to build out to either Double or Nothing or Double or
Full
Nothing
Gear.
or Full Gear. I think having crowning him champion, him be the one. I think he is the one to dethrone Kenny Omega because and if I think I think the fans will be disappointed if that doesn't happen. Because all stories, all the storylines and everything that's going on lead to that, are building up to that.
So I have this interesting theory. Moise, you tell me what you think. So Christian loses at All Out.
Okay.
What's the next big event after that? Do you know?
Probably
not
Full
pay-per-view.
Gear.
Not the pay-per-view. What's the next big event after that?
Oh, the Chicago show.
It's the show in New York.
New York.
Oh, Arthur Ashe. Yeah, Arthur Ashe Stadium. Yeah.
Yeah.
What if they have Kenny lose it on TV? With the way the ratings are going, with the hype that'll be behind that, national TV, here's our new guy. By the way, here's Bryan Danielson showing up afterwards to start feuding with Kenny without the belt being involved.
I think that could work. But then who do you make the first heel challenger for Hangman?
Who cares? We're not there yet.
But
no, I don't know.
I mean, there's plenty of people. You could.
There's a lot of heels around. Yeah.
You could put. Well, Brian Cage is turning face, so it's kind of like.
Some Team Taz type people. Honestly, man, there's you'd have to have a big guy probably, right?
MJF probably.
Do you want MJF losing? He won't win.
It won't hurt him.
I guess.
Will it hurt him?
That'd be his second title match loss.
That'll
be coming off of the Jericho storyline too.
Or if you build the storyline with MJF to go eventually probably at Full Gear or Double or Nothing for MJF to go against Hangman Page.
So I did see some people saying Punk because he's straight edge thing, and that could be the feud for Hangman.
But then Punk would have to be a heel.
Yeah.
Punk would have to be a heel then.
Yeah. Guys, look how bad wrestling has gotten. Y'all needed me to come back after 9 years. You fans just destroyed this place. Y'all needed me. Y'all called for me all this time. That's a heel, man.
Your savior is back.
Yeah, I'm back. You're welcome. Y'all needed me. I mean, that's heel stuff.
And that's if the rumors are true.
Yeah. So now Chicago is not going to boo the guy.
No, Chicago's going to blow the roof.
That's what I'm saying. You do this after all of that. I don't know. It's cool stuff. The fact that we can have this conversation is a cool sign. It's not like, hey, here's Goldberg coming in.
Because here's a funny thing. After the Houston show, they're doing Rampage in Chicago.
Correct.
So I feel that that's when CM Punk's going to debut.
Correct.
I feel that All Out, Daniel Bryan is going to debut.
I think Bryan's New York.
Either that or Chicago, because you need that surprise to happen at Chicago too for All Out.
Yeah, Punk come through. I think just put on a good pay-per-view.
Or
Make sure
Daniel
we end the
Bryan.
pay-per-view on a good note for once.
Yeah, because I mean, the last couple have been kind of.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's all speculation, and we could have had an hour-long conversation on just that stuff. So, but where y'all at on the show so far? What's next?
We're just
We're
jumping
about-
around.
We're about
kind
to
of a
dive
round
into.
table?
We're about to dive into NXT.
I have to go. Did y'all?
No, we
I'm
actually
assuming
talked
we
about
talked about the amazing Cole news, right?
which one?
That he's
Adam
that
Cole.
he's renegotiating a contract with Vince right now. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's insane that how quickly that stuff happened. Someone got in Vince's ear. It's like, hey, they found out. We need to do something.
Well,
So-
I think the whole thing with Adam Cole is that Adam Cole is at that point of his career where he's at top. He's done everything in NXT. So his next portion, if he goes back to sticks with NXT, would be to go back to the World Championship or get called up to the main roster.
I think his only option is main roster. Unless all he cares about is getting the money, which I have no problem with if that's the case.
But I have
There's
never
nothing
been
left for him to do in NXT.
No, he's a Grand Slam champion in NXT.
There's nothing for him to do there. And he'd have to go. I 100% need him on SmackDown. Do not want him on Raw. Don't put him anywhere near Raw.
I want him on Raw
Shut up.
because AJ's on Raw.
Okay, cool. So there's one feud, but AJ's in the middle of what will be a feud with a big guy.
No, but I'm talking about the Bullet Club stuff.
They won't do that there. The last time they tried, they fired the other two guys.
That's all he's doing.
I think he's that spark plug that Raw needs.
He's what?
He's that spark that Raw needs.
The problem is, if I'm Cole, any words coming from Vince's mouth right now, I don't trust. And I wonder.
I agree with that.
I wonder how much effect that has on this meeting, other than saying, "What's the dollar amount?" Because I can't trust any guarantees.
Well, apart from that, you have to think about like this. Even me, who's always been the pro WWE guy in our group, right?
No.
WWE person. I am starting to wonder what they're doing. When Bray Wyatt got let go, like a lot like just clicked in the head. I was just like, what are they really doing? What are they planning? Because Raw still sucks. The main two shows that are actually good, NXT kind of needs a little spark as well. So what are you doing now? Like SmackDown is the A show, and even SmackDown sometimes is still kind of like, even though it's good, like they deliver at the pay-per-views, the matches are great, but the storylines are just like, what the hell?
Yeah. So I mean, if I'm Cole, I try to put myself in his shoes where I'm like, man, if I'm super loyal to something, and I'm that's my word is my bond kind of guy, which is what I've read about Cole and what it seems like he is from the interviews that I've seen. How much of that versus what will be guaranteed matters when I could go travel with my wife or my girlfriend, hang out with my best friends, make relatively the same amount of money probably, and be able to essentially do what I want and how I want.
Well, we have a little bit of breaking news though. NXT talents got released during SmackDown.
What?
And it's a nice little list. It's Bobby Fish, Bronson Reed, Tyler Rust, Leon Ruff, Jay Atlas, Kona Reeves, Ari Sterling, Asher Hell, Giant Sangier, Zachariah Smith and Mercedes Martinez.
Mercedes Martinez. There's two names on that list that shock me because I'm not big on NXT. Bronson Reed and
Because they had
Mercedes
him
Martinez.
trying out for main roster.
Yeah.
But he just got released.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
What the hell
That's
are they doing?
This is the first time that we've actually reported something like this happen on our show.
I 100.
And isn't
This has
Tyler
gotta
Rust
be-
in the Diamond Mine?
Tyler Rust and Bobby Fish.
Bobby Fish, yeah,
No, Bobby-
it was.
He wasn't in the Diamond Mine. He's feuding with
Yes,
the
he
Diamond
was.
Mine. Or he
Oh
was.
wait, no. That
You're
was
thinking Roderick Trump.
Roderick. Yeah.
Oh. Well, number one, I feel sad for those guys. Nobody should be losing their job. All I can think, man, is someone came to Vince. Here's Karrion Kross. He goes, "What is that guy? What is that belt? I own another brand."
So someone, so there's this rumor I'm reading that they're thinking about canceling NXT by the draft and just making it all one roster.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that's when the Triple H takeover happens.
I feel like we would hear something about that about to happen though by now. If that's what was going on, I feel someone somewhere would have reported it.
This is something that is weird to me. Like, come on, Bobby Fish, Bronson Reed, two of your good guys, two of your you just split up a definite undisputed era reunion. And especially you let one of Adam Cole's best friends go.
I was gonna say, isn't he cool with Cole?
Yes.
Well, okay, I'm also reading that this is going to affect Adam's contract. So maybe Adam's going to get the biggest NXT payday that anyone's gotten.
His contract should not affect those people.
No, they
made the most money ever again this quarter.
Kona Reeves was my boy.
I really am starting to think, and this is just a speculation here, but I really think that WWE might end up going to sell by the end of the year. These are moves that you only make when you're about to sell a company, and your bottom line high, and you're getting your bottom line ready to be able to put that company up yourself. With Shane McMahon not accepting a position in WWE and going elsewhere, all the executives, Vince, Stephanie, all these top dogs, top guys in the company selling stock. This is kind of the thing that you start to think maybe they are really getting ready to sell the company.
They can't do that. That's private information. They wouldn't be able to sell their stock if they knew that was why. That would be highly illegal and unethical. Yeah. So if that's what's going on, yeah, they could be put in jail. So
either that or WWE is getting ready to do what WWE is getting ready to do what Moy said, which basically is combine all three rosters into one.
That's something I hadn't thought of, and that makes sense. I honestly. I hate to be that guy. I'm very interested in watching SRS a little bit later and seeing what he reports and kind of asking him in his after show, like, what do you know? I might even put that into Patreon, Fightful Select. Be like, hey, can you tell us anything, buddy?
So here's my thing. Okay, Bobby Fish is 45 years old. Okay.
Is he?
Mercedes Martinez is 40.
Yeah, but they just signed her.
Bronson just tried out for the main roster, so I'm guessing Vince wasn't impressed.
So keep him in NXT. He was just the North American champion, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I think it's the rumors about, you know, how he didn't really like Keith Lee's body type. I think it could be the body type thing.
Oh, isn't Keith Lee supposed to? He said he was gonna tell everyone everything on Twitter pretty soon.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think Bronson Reed, I think he would be a hell of a pickup for AEW. I think
New Japan.
Mercedes would too.
Right? New Japan, right?
New
He'd be
Japan,
all right
too.
in New Japan. Yeah.
No, I think New Japan would be good for Bronson Reed. He can go against
Big guy, yeah.
Well,
I don't think he won't go to AEW.
Well, Elias, even what we were saying earlier, if Jacob Fatu ends up getting signed, Bronson Reed could be a good replacement in MLW.
Yeah.
And Martinez, they need some women for that battle royal coming up.
And she already did it once.
She's already from what I remember, they said that they liked working with her from the reports back then.
And Britt, if it seems Britt's going to turn face, so you're going to need more heel women.
Man, I wish we would. I hate cheering for her because I know I'm supposed to be booing for her, but I cheered the hell out of her when she showed up. It sucks. I want to boo her so bad, but I love it so much. So I feel bad when Red Velvet came out. I felt really bad for Velvet. I was like, "You're gonna get booed." Nobody wants to see you win.
And
it's in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
You talk about a spot to do a face turn.
So, all right. So going back to the releases, according to Mike Johnson of PW Insider, there has been a lot of talks internally of major changes for the NXT brand, including a new logo, new lighting, a focus on younger talents, and a different format for the TV show.
Okay, whoa. Another breaking news. So Paul Heyman is apparently very, very high and thinks Gable Stevenson will be signing with WWE soon.
That's the guy who just won the gold medal. So who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
He's a lifelong fan. I think that matters. Like it's essentially a Brock Lesnar situation, right?
It could be. It depends. Who's booking the show? Heyman or Vince?
Triple H, hopefully.
They're gonna rebrand NXT. Is that what you just said? The report says.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake! Oh my god.
But I mean, I agree with it. NXT does need a little spark.
What if they make it a third brand? What if they make it a third brand and it's like eligible for the draft? It's eligible for Survivor Series.
It is already.
Not last year, was it?
We had a Survivor Series 2 years ago with them.
Yeah,
There was a pandemic. They were trying to keep them all separate last year.
They were all in Orlando, the same center.
But they were separated.
I don't know. This is the moves that are going on right now are kind of worrisome. But you're starting to, me as a fan, I'm really starting to wonder what the fuck is going on. And this is just being honest with you.
Good. So you're gonna start saying AEW is better again, right?
I mean,
yes.
SmackDown, they still got SmackDown, so I mean,
yeah.
All hail the tribal chief.
Oh, SmackDown is so good that you're here instead of watching it right now, right?
I'm actually watching it right now.
Yeah, you seem very interested when you're looking at breaking news and talking to us instead.
Yeah, talking to Moise in an undershirt.
Yeah, exactly. I have a feeling. I have a feeling your one claim to fame on SmackDown just isn't on TV yet. It's not. It's only 8:40.
Bro, I'm the tribal chief, bro. Okay, that's what I am.
When Roman shows up, then maybe you'll focus. That's the problem with SmackDown.
What's it called? I wanna.
No, I actually watch it. Like, here's what's funny. I actually have my Twitter logged on here, and that's where it refreshes as I'm looking through everything. So
Elias, Leon Ruff just made his 205 debut tonight. and he's facing Ari Sterling, and both of them got released.
Yeah. Holy
Loser
shit.
leaves town match. Double disqualification.
Fucking shit,
Oh
man.
my god. Didn't I tell y'all 205 was gonna get canceled?
It still hasn't gotten canceled.
Well, we're getting close. We're getting close. Are none of these stalls working?
What the fuck, WWE? That's all I can say. Like, what the fuck?
That's your show.
Man. Gee, no.
Oh well. Well, you know.
I mean, I don't know. I really can't defend it anymore. Like, you get to a point where you just like you enjoy the product for what it is, but you still like. I even like tweeted Vince, Triple H, Stephanie, and all them, and I was like, come on, like all this stuff you're talking about, listening to the fans, and look what you're doing. Like, what the fuck?
Yo, Angel, funny comment I see on Wrestling Inc. NXT set to debut a new show, or AEW set to debut a new show. Up NXT, like up next.
AEW NXT.
AEW up next.
Man.
AEW has 4 shows.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot.
Given, I only watch one. Like,
I watch all 3.
Of course you do.
Of
course you
Are
do.
you kidding me? I love hearing Taz on commentary.
Yeah, you probably watch 205 live in your free time too.
I definitely don't watch that. There's like 4 people for that company. They're all shooting with each other.
Angel, on the real though, I think you're gonna. Are you excited for that Walter and Ilya Dragunov match?
That's like the only thing that I know that I'm gonna watch. Yeah.
Samoa Joe and Cross.
Who cares anymore?
Dakota and Raquel.
I actually am interested for Dakota and Raquel.
Oh, you don't like women's wrestling, right? That's why. Okay.
Yeah, you're AEW guy. You know all the wrestling that goes on for women naturally happens on Dark and Elevation.
Which is why I watch it.
All right, we gotta wrap this show up.
I have to watch Ty Conti somewhere.
That's my bae. Don't talk about her. If you find out where she's staying in Houston, you definitely let me know. I might make a trip.
I have a feeling we're gonna get canceled for this comment.
I have a feeling that's gonna happen too.
wait a minute. Turn this over to logo.
I really don't want to talk about NXT, so I think we should just wrap it up.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Half of the damn roster got released. Holy man, this is the first time in weekly wrestling history that we
real quick.
announced.
Let me see if he's reported anything on Fightful.
Do you guys think more releases will come by Monday?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Man, that's Are you at Wendy's?
No.
He's at Sonic.
All right. He hasn't posted anything. His last notes are still about SmackDown. And there's just a bunch of comments talking about, hey, I'll have something on it later tonight. So he's got some information apparently. And I can share that with y'all, I guess, in the messages later.
Hey, who's the Alvarez guy that you don't like, Elias?
Brian Alvarez?
Let me see if he has anything on this.
He probably has only said this is dumb. Alvarez is behind like a super paywall.
Alvarez is pro AEW.
SRS is it's only like $5 for Fightful Select.
They
Pretty good news.
so his last week was they literally cut 2 guys who are advertised for 205 Live tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, and then 30 minutes ago, he reported that the cuts are ongoing, apparently.
Anyways,
I feel like they could have done this on a night other than SmackDown.
Well, they're hoping for that weekend broom swept under the rug. That's what they're hoping for, right?
it
Well, they're
was swept under
also
the
the
rug
fact
already.
that SmackDown is covering it up right now.
Yeah, SmackDown's covering it up. They'll probably have something big happen in the main event segment that they'll hope swipes under the rug.
Glenn Rubenstein said, "In the light of NXT talent cuts, laughing at a broke character doesn't feel that funny right now." Hi, Chihuahua. All right, so I could probably see Bobby Fish going back to Ring of Honor.
Man, he's
If
45.
So
Go be a trainer.
Bobby Lashley is the champion right now. He's fighting Goldberg.
Chris Jericho is on AEW.
Well,
Juventud Guerrera just had a match in AEW.
oh wait, did y'all talk about that?
Chavo,
I need to hear your thoughts
Yeah.
later. We'll talk about it off thing.
You let
This-
crap
this-
yourself.
Come on.
I want to
We
say
can
some
wrap
things. I want to say some things that are probably going to get me canceled. So let's exit out of this.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back next week with more Weekly Wrestling Heat. As always, follow us on our social media pages, Weekly Wrestling Heat, on Instagram and YouTube, and on Twitch. Follow us at Weekly Wrestling Heat TV. We'll be back with another episode next week.
Wait,
Hopefully
we have a
it's not-
Twitch?
Yeah, we do.
I can live stream AEW on Twitch. Not the show, reactions. I've been wanting to.
Yeah,
So-
there's a dark episode going on right now too.
What?
Yeah, there's a special Friday Night Dark tonight
On what?
on YouTube.
Come on, AEW boy, you're supposed to know about this.
No,
Okay,
on
okay,
what? What'd you? All right, bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll catch up with y'all later. Peace.
I thought